Alright, this is 8.1b in intermediate algebra, and we're going to continue on. We're on example number 4, and we're trying to find the slope containing points, the slope of a line containing points -1 and 3, 4. Alright, so what this means when I say find the slope of the line containing these 2 points, it means when you draw the line. In fact, let's go ahead and draw the line. Might help if I drew a graph. Okay, so let's say I draw a line like this. Alright, if I have a point here and I have a point there and I label them 3, 4, and this one -4, -2, those 2 points there are 2 points that lie on this line, or the line contains these 2 points. So that's what I'm saying in example 4. When I say find the slope of the line containing those points, I'm saying when you draw that line, you're going to go through 2 points. And in this case, it's points 3, -1 and point 3, 4. Okay, so they want to know the slope of the line. So we use our formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Do not get these mixed up. A lot of people, because x becomes before y, they put x on top and y on the bottom. Don't do that. You will get it wrong. So m equals, and let's call this x1, y1. Sometimes it helps to label these so you remember which one is which one. Okay, so y2 is 4, y1 is -1 over x2 is 3, and x1 is also 3. So 4 plus 1 is 5 over 3 minus 3 is 0. Alright, let's switch these around just to show you what happens here. Let's make this x2 and this y2 and this x1 and this y1. Okay, and we'll do it over here to the right. So we're going to use the same formula, and so we're going to use y2, and this time it's -1, minus y1, which is 4, over x2 is 3, and x1 is 3. So -1 minus 4 is -5 over 0. Alright, look what we have here. Whenever you have a fraction over 0, you get undefined. Okay, so notice we get undefined for both of the slopes. So what that means is we have a slope, if we were to graph it, that would look like this. It's straight up and down. You fall off a cliff. There is no slope at all. Okay, so when you have a slope that goes horizontal that way, the slope is 0. When the slope goes straight up and down, it doesn't exist. Alright? Okay, so let's continue on. So if I'm comparing 2 slopes, or 2 lines here, let's say I've got a line here and I've got another line there. And if I say they have the same slope, that means they go from here down to another point at the same speed, or at the same slopage, if you want to use that word. So if the slope, or if their lines are parallel, the slopes are the same. Okay, so if this is y equals 2/3 plus, or 2/3 x plus 4, for this one could be 2/3 x minus 3. Okay, notice the equation is different, but the slopes are the same, and that means they're parallel. That means they drop at the same speed. Now, on the other hand, if we have a slope that is, let's see here, a slope like this, and then I have another slope like this, and let's say they're perpendicular, they make a 90-degree angle. If one slope is 2/3, so let's say that the blue slope is 2/3, then if the red one is perpendicular, you're going to take this number, flip it over, and put the opposite sign on it, and that would be the slope of that one. So it's real easy to find the slope if you know one of them. If they're parallel, both the slopes are the same. If they're perpendicular, you flip the slope upside down and take the opposite. So what if I had a slope of 1/3? If I wanted to find the perpendicular one, I flip it upside down and I make it negative. So I can really take that 1 off, right? Because 3 over 1 is just 3. So the perpendicular of the slope of 1/3 is -3. The perpendicular of a slope that's -3 is positive 1/3. So don't forget to change the sign. The sign changes and the fraction flips upside down as well. Okay, that is all we're going to do for lesson number 8.1. So even though there's a little bit more there that has to do with rate of change and that kind of stuff, we'll do that later on. So right now, just do the homework that has to do with the problems we just did.